Something happened. Last night, while the world slept, a shift occurred. Not in the sky. Not in the ground beneath your feet. But in the heart of someone you know. Someone you've thought about more than you'd ever admit. They were going about their evening like any other. Checking their phone. Preparing for tomorrow. And then. It hit them. Not like a wave. Like lightning. The truth of your heart. The one you've been hiding. The one you've been protecting. The one you thought no one could ever see. But they saw it. Maybe not all of it. Maybe just a glimpse. But enough. Enough to change everything. You don't know this yet. You're still living in the before. But the before is ending. Right now. Their hands are trembling as you read this. Not from fear. From the weight of what they now understand. Everything you've done. Every glance. Every hesitation. Every word you chose carefully. Every word you didn't say. It all makes sense to them now. And they can't unsee it. But that's not all. When this truth hit them, something else happened. Something they didn't expect. They felt it deep in their chest. A pull. A magnetic force. Like your heart was calling to theirs. And without thinking, they moved. They dropped everything. The plans they had for tomorrow. The obligations. The excuses. All of it. Gone. Because none of it matters anymore. Not compared to this. You're probably wondering what they saw. How they figured it out. Was it something you said? Something you did? A moment you thought went unnoticed? Here's the truth you need to hear. It wasn't one thing. It was everything. The way your voice changes when you speak to them. The way your eyes search for theirs in every room. The way you remember small details about their life. The things they never told anyone else. You thought you were careful. But the heart is never careful. The heart always reveals itself. Perhaps you've been waiting for this moment. Maybe you've imagined it 1,000 times. But not like this. Not now. Not when you weren't prepared. Because here's the thing about this person. They're not coming to talk. They're coming to act. They're coming to show you something. Something you've been waiting for. Something you've almost given up on. But you don't know what it is yet. Neither do they. The next part is the most important. Don't let your mind wander. Stay here. Stay with this. Because what happens in the next few hours will change everything. This person is in motion right now. Their feet are moving. Their heart is racing. And every step brings them closer to you. But here's the mystery. They don't know what they're going to say. They don't have a plan. They just know they have to see you. They have to be near you. They have to tell you something. But even they don't fully understand what that something is. You've felt this before. Haven't you? That strange ache in your chest when you think about them. The way your mind drifts to their face when you're alone. The way you wonder, what if? What if they knew? What if they felt the same? What if everything changed? You've asked yourself those questions. But now, the answers are coming. Whether you're ready or not. Another layer. This person has been watching you too. Not the way you think. Not with suspicion. With wonder. They've noticed things about you that you don't notice about yourself. The way you light up when they enter a room. The way your laughter changes when you're with them. The way you always seem to be there. Right when they need you. They've noticed. And they've been confused. Until now. Now everything makes sense. And they're terrified. And excited. And hopeful. All at once. Have you noticed how your body feels right now? Reading these words. Knowing that someone is coming. Someone who knows your heart. Someone who sees you. Truly sees you. Not the version you show the world. The real you. The one you hide. The one you're afraid to let anyone see. They've seen it. And they're still coming. This is the part you need to hear. The part that matters most. When they arrive. When they look into your eyes. They're not going to say what you expect. They're not going to confess their love. They're not going to ask you out. They're not going to do any of that. Something else is happening here. Something bigger. Something deeper. They're coming to show you that you've been seen. That you matter. That your heart has been received. And that they've been changed by you. Whether they wanted to be or not. One more piece of the puzzle. This person had plans. Important ones. Things they thought they couldn't cancel. But the moment they realized the truth, none of it mattered. Because you matter more. Not because you asked to be. Not because you deserve it. But because something in their soul recognized something in yours. And that recognition. It was louder than every plan. Every obligation. Every excuse. The final truth is still hidden. You'll understand soon. But for now, just know this. Someone is rushing toward you. Someone who discovered the secret you've been carrying. Someone who was changed by it. And everything you thought you knew about this connection. It's about to be rewritten. Right in front of your eyes. Are you ready? Because they're almost there. And the next moment will be the one you remember forever. They're closer now. Much closer than you think. Every step they take is a step toward your door. Toward your life. Toward the moment that's been waiting for both of you. But here's what you don't know yet. They almost turned back. 3 times. Once, when their phone buzzed with a reminder of what they were supposed to be doing. Once, when doubt crept in and whispered, "What if I'm wrong?" And once, when they looked in the mirror and saw their own fear staring back. But they kept going. Because something stronger than fear pulled them forward. Something they can't name. Something they've never felt before. You're probably asking yourself, what am I supposed to do? How am I supposed to act? What if I say the wrong thing? Those questions are normal. But they're also irrelevant. Because when this person arrives, you won't need a script. You won't need to plan. Your heart will know what to do. It's been preparing for this moment your entire life. Every longing. Every hope. Every silent prayer you whispered into the darkness. It was all training. For this. Another truth. This person isn't coming to judge you. They're not coming to analyze your feelings. They're not coming to put you on the spot. They're coming because they need to be near you. Because something in them has shifted. And they can't explain it. But they know that being away from you suddenly feels impossible. Have you noticed the silence around you right now? The way the world seems to have paused? Like even the universe is holding its breath. Waiting. Watching. Knowing what's about to unfold. That's not your imagination. That's the energy of something sacred approaching. Something that was always meant to happen. But not in the way you thought. Not in the way anyone could have predicted. The next layer is the one that will surprise you most. This person isn't coming to declare their love. They're coming to ask you something. Something they've never asked anyone before. Something that terrifies them. Something that makes their hands shake and their heart pound. They're coming to ask you. Why me? Not out of insecurity. Out of wonder. They want to know what you see in them. What your heart has been telling you. What made you choose them? Because in all their life, no one has ever looked at them the way you do. And they need to understand why. But that's not all. There's another question hiding beneath that one. A deeper question. One they haven't even admitted to themselves. They're coming to ask if this is real. If what they're feeling is true. If what they've discovered about your heart matches what they're beginning to discover about theirs. Because something is happening to them. Something they didn't ask for. Something they didn't expect. And it's changing them. Right now. With every step. Perhaps you've dreamed of this. Perhaps you've imagined their face. Their voice. The way they might look at you. But you've never imagined this version of them. The version that's afraid. The version that's vulnerable. The version that doesn't have all the answers. They're human. Just like you. Just as confused. Just as hopeful. Just as terrified of being wrong. But they're still coming. That's what matters. Stay with this moment. Don't let your mind race ahead. Don't try to solve what hasn't happened yet. Because here's the thing about moments like this. They only happen once. And if you're not fully present, you might miss the most important part. The part that can't be captured in words. The part that only your heart can feel. When two people see each other. Truly see each other. For the first time. One more layer before they arrive. This person has been rehearsing. Not what to say. But how to breathe. How to calm their racing heart. How to look at you without breaking. Because they know. The moment they see your face, everything they plan to say will disappear. And something else will take its place. Something truer. Something braver. Something that can only come out when two souls finally meet. In the raw. In the real. Without any masks. You're probably wondering. What happens after? What does this mean for us? Where do we go from here? Those are questions for later. For much later. Right now. There's only this. Only the approaching footsteps. Only the beating of two hearts. Only the truth that has finally been spoken. Not with words. But with action. With movement. With someone dropping everything to be near you. The biggest truth is still hidden. You haven't seen it yet. But you're about to. When they arrive. When they stand before you. When they look into your eyes and say. Not the words you expected. But the words you needed. The words that will unlock something inside you. Something you've kept locked away. Something you didn't even know was there. They're almost at your door now. You can feel it. That strange electricity in the air. That knowing. That certainty that something is about to change. Forever. And you're not ready. But you never could have been. No one is ready for moments like this. They just happen. And you survive them. And then you're different. And you can't go back. And you don't want to. Another piece. This person is about to discover something about themselves. Something they never knew. Something you've always known about them. And when they discover it. When they see what you've seen all along. Their entire world will shift. And they'll understand why they had to come. Why they had to drop everything. Why nothing else mattered. Because what you've seen in them. It's the truest thing about them. And no one else has ever seen it. Only you. One final truth before they arrive. The next few minutes will feel like hours. And also like seconds. Time will bend. Reality will blur. And you'll find yourself in a moment that feels both familiar and impossible. Like you've been here before. In a dream. In a prayer. In a hope you never dared to speak. But now it's real. Now it's happening. Now it's here. And there's nothing left to do. But open the door. They're outside now. Waiting. Breathing. Gathering the courage to knock. Your heart knows what to do. Trust it. This is the moment you've been waiting for. This is the moment that will change everything. This is the moment. The knock hasn't come yet. But it will. Any second now. And in that second, everything changes. But let's pause for just a moment. Because there's something you need to understand before that door opens. Something about what's happening inside this person right now. While they stand there. On the other side. They're not sure they can do this. Their courage is flickering. Their legs feel weak. Every instinct is screaming at them to turn around. To go back to their plans. To the safe life. To the comfortable distance they've kept between you. But they can't. Because something happened in this journey. Something they didn't expect. When they started walking toward you. They thought they were coming to understand you. To figure out what your heart meant. To make sense of this discovery. But somewhere along the way, it stopped being about you. And started being about them. About what they feel. About what they've been denying. About the truth they've been running from. For years. Perhaps you've sensed it. Perhaps you've felt that they were hiding something too. That behind their calm exterior, there was a storm. A battle. A war between what they wanted and what they allowed themselves to feel. You're not the only one who's been protecting their heart. They have too. And now, both of those walls are about to crumble. The next piece is delicate. They're thinking about the last time they saw you. The last conversation. The last glance that lingered a moment too long. They're replaying it now. In their mind. Examining every detail. And they're seeing it differently. What they thought was casual. Wasn't. What they thought was ordinary. Was extraordinary. And they missed it. In the moment. But they see it now. Clear as day. Have you ever watched someone see something for the first time? Something that was always there? Something you'd been showing them all along? That's what's happening to them. Their eyes are opening. And they're realizing that you've been speaking to them. Not with words. With everything. With your presence. With your patience. With the way you've always made them feel. Seen. Heard. Important. And they never said thank you. They never acknowledged it. They never let themselves receive it. Until now. Another layer. This person is about to say something they've never said before. To anyone. Not because it's dramatic. Because it's terrifying. They're about to admit that they need you. Not in a desperate way. In a way that's quiet. Honest. Real. They need your presence. Your perspective. Your belief in them. Because somewhere in their life, they stopped believing in themselves. And you never stopped believing in them. And that's what broke through. That's what made them see. That's why they're here. You're probably wondering what you'll see when that door opens. Will they be smiling? Will they look nervous? Will they be holding something? None of that matters. What matters is what you'll see in their eyes. Something you've never seen before. Something that's been hiding. Something that's just now surfacing. Vulnerability. Not the kind that asks for pity. The kind that says, I'm scared. But I'm here. Because you matter more than my fear. One more piece before the knock. They've practiced what they want to say 100 times. On the way here. But they know it's useless. Because when they see you, all those words will vanish. And something else will take their place. Something that doesn't come from the mind. Something that comes from a deeper place. A place where all the rehearsing in the world can't reach. A place that only speaks in the present moment. In the truth of now. The moment is almost here. The clock is ticking. But time has lost its meaning. Because this is one of those moments that exists outside of time. One of those moments that doesn't obey the normal rules. One of those moments that stays with you forever. Not because it's perfect. Because it's real. Because it's honest. Because it's two hearts finally meeting. After all the hiding. After all the waiting. After all the silence. They're lifting their hand now. You can sense it. That pause in the air. That shift in the energy around you. Everything else is fading. The sounds of the world. The worries of tomorrow. The doubts that have been following you. All of it. Gone. Replaced by one thing. One single thing. The moment. You've been preparing for this your whole life. Not consciously. But somewhere deep inside you. Every time you thought of them. Every time you hoped. Every time you imagined what it would be like. It was all leading here. To this breath. To this heartbeat. To this truth. The truth is still not fully revealed. Another layer remains. One you won't see until the door opens. One that will surprise you. One that will change the way you see everything. Not just them. Not just this connection. But yourself. Because what they're about to show you is a reflection of something you've never seen. Something beautiful. Something worthy. Something that's been there all along. Waiting for you to finally see it. Their hand is on the door now. One more breath. One more heartbeat. One more second of the before. And then. The after. The beginning. The moment that you'll tell stories about. The moment that will be etched into your memory forever. This is it. This is the moment. They're knocking. They're here. And nothing will ever be the same.